Hey everyone, Sinead Dunn here from the Extraordinary Mompreneur Community and welcome to the Mompreneur Show, your weekly fill for tips, tricks and inspirations to help you build a successful life and business. And this week we were speaking with the lovely Stacy Tuschl, and she spoke to us all about delegating in your business and the importance of it, the importance of realising that we can't be good at everything. So recognising them areas and hiring them out, having a very, very good team behind you to help you build your business. I think Stacy knows a thing or two around this area, been having 40 employees working for her, covering areas that she knows that she needs and areas that she knows that she's not good at. So let's dig in and get chatty. Welcome to the Mompreneur Show. I am so happy to have you here. Could you just tell us a little bit about yourself, your family and your business?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So my name is Stacy Tuschl. I started a business when I was 18 in my parents' backyard, turned that company into a seven-figure business. It was just teaching dance for fun. And I made it a real business, real company. So I've been doing that now for almost 14 years and have kind of evolved into business coaching, teaching other women entrepreneurs how to kind of take their passion and turn it into a profitable business. I'm also a mom of two. I have two little girls, a 3.5-year-old and a 1-year-old, married for 8 years. And basically my life is, being a mom, being with my kids, but then at the same time, having that challenge for me and growing my business so that I can continue to, feel that passion and want to wake up every day and just do that.
Thank you. So you have a massive business with over 40 people you hire out to. Could you just tell us a little bit more in depth about this?
Yeah, so that can feel overwhelming to people when they hear, oh, she's got a team of 40. I could never do that. But here's the thing. Just know that I started as a solo entrepreneur like most people, and I grew my business one employee at a time. And as our business grew, we just knew that the money coming in needed to be invested back into our business. What's the best use of our money right now, and where do we need to invest in? Who do we need to delegate to? So it's just little by little, you hire the person that you need at that time.
And do you have any tips for hiring? Because I know a lot of us are very, very terrified. I've had some bad luck in the past at hiring wrong people, and then it turned you off doing it again. So what tips could you share with us? Because I think you're a little bit of an expert at this now.
Here's the thing. I'm not this expert where, I have no problems anymore. It will always happen. You just get better and better at it. And, as you're weeding through resumes, you know what red flags look like a little bit better. And it's just all about trial and error. You've just got to start. You've got to, hire that first employee and then learn from your mistakes. You might have the most amazing person that works for you right from the get-go. I mean, I have people that have been with me since I started hiring. But then there's definitely some that you hire and you have to let go or they quit. And you just have to understand that it's not this perfect situation, and you're not going to hire somebody that's going to answer all of your prayers. You have a lot of training to do and a lot of accountability and making sure that you're inspecting what you expect. And that's a huge thing. People think they're going to hire and then just offload it onto their plate, but there is a lot of things that you need to do to keep them accountable and making sure things are actually getting done.
Yeah, yes, definitely. I know from the beginning for me, when things was that I was looking more for personality, I wanted to make sure that I got on with the person, and I wasn't looking really so much for, okay, what are they good at that I'm not good at? Mm-hmm. I wanted to mix well first. No.
Well, and that is so important because you can't hire somebody that's just like you. You've got to find that balance. They have to complement. So I love hiring different experts that whether I outsource or it's somebody that's coaching me, I need them to be amazing at what I'm not so we can really fill in those gaps. So that's a really, really good point.
So how do you manage then to balance your family life and your work life?
I really try to separate the two. So I send my kids to daycare 2 times a week. And when they're at daycare, I am in a work mode. I have my day just jam-packed, from the time they leave to the time they get home. But then when they're home, I make sure that 10 minutes before I have to leave to go pick them up, I'm wrapping up my day so that when they're home, I'm not working all night while I'm with them. I really try to make sure that I'm focused 100% on them when they're here so that when they're gone, that's when I can focus on the business. So I think just separating the two and not thinking I'm going to play with my kids while my laptop's, out and open and I'm doing stuff. I want to make sure that everybody feels that attention when I'm in specifically in that moment. So just be present with whatever you're doing.
And do you delegate any other aspects of your life out and business out?
Yes. So, for me, that is one thing that I've gotten very good at because I'm doing more and more of it. But delegation is just so important, whether it's personally and professionally. Figuring out what do I have time for and what do I love and enjoy, and then what are things that I don't really love to do, and I could easily pay somebody else to do it for much less. So even personal things, I have somebody that comes and cleans the house. I have a housekeeper that's here not just once a month, but actually helps me take care of the household. Things like grocery shopping or just little errands that can be run. So it is really important to figure out what do you need the most, what's the best use of somebody else's time? What could you be outsourcing? For me, when I started my online business, social media was the number one thing I had to get off my plate. You can be on Facebook creating quotes and posting them for hours and hours. And I needed somebody to help me kind of help in that specific department. So figure out what you don't like doing and what you could easily outsource in that area.
So I know, a lot of moms, they starting off in business would not have much money. So
yes.
what would be the one main thing that you think that you could not live without having delegated?
Well, I do think it's different for everybody. I really think you've got to figure out what your weaknesses are. If you are, I have a friend who's amazing at writing. She's not a writer, but she can write really well. So she can do her copywriting, her sales pages. I might not feel that comfortable, and I might want to outsource that. So figure out for you, what's the thing that you dread doing? You procrastinate week after week. You just keep moving it on your calendar. Figure what that thing is and then do it. I've had people say a house cleaner. I need somebody to clean my house. That's number one. For me, it wasn't that bad. I really felt like, no, I really want to get social media off my plate. So that was my number one. I do a lot of live videos and I'm very active in my Facebook community. I can't outsource that. I've got to be in there. But when I'm on Facebook, that's what I want to be doing, live videos and my Facebook group. So I need somebody else to help me schedule posts, making sure that I've got 3 to 5 posts per day on Facebook and things like that. So I do think you've got to reassess, evaluate your situation and then figure out what's going to make most sense for you.
Perfect. So can you share some of your routines with us? Because I love hearing other mothers' routines.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing too. When you're a mom, it is just such a different story. You don't wake up anymore and just do your things. You're taking care of everybody else first. So for me, the biggest struggle as a new mom was I was waking up with my child, and now I realize, she's 3.5 now, and I've got a second one. I need to wake up before they wake up. I need to get a lot of things done before everybody else needs me. So I take care of myself first, and I make sure I wake up before them. And then for me specifically, I prepare for today last night. So everything I need to get done already happened in the evening. And it's so nice because I can, the kids are sleeping. I can put on a TV show, and as I'm listening, I can be, packing bags or packing lunches, getting the diaper bag ready, stuff like that. So I'm a multitasker when it doesn't really matter. Packing a diaper bag and watching TV, okay. I'm not going to multitask when I'm actually working, but there's some things that you can do a few things at once. So that's typically what I like to do.
What would be the number one tip or trick that you would like to share with other mothers that you just found has just saved so much for you, your life or your business?
Well, for me specifically, I'm in a stage now where I will spend the money to save time. As a mom, I just can't afford to spend all of that time anymore. So I have to hire and outsource to experts. I recently launched a book. I hired a team to help me do that. There are so many things that I can do it myself, but it's going to take me way more time. It's going to take many, many months. And I'm not looking for that. I have a family that I'm supporting, and I'm building my career, and I want to make sure that I fast track that as much as I can. Not that this is an overnight success, but something that might take you 6 months will now take 2 months when you hire an expert to help you do that. So I'm a big believer in outsourcing. I always have had a mentor or a coach. I've had a business coach since the age of 21. I'm always looking for who's smarter than me and who can get me there faster.
Yeah, I mean, talking about that, you quoted that in your book, "They'll be the smartest person in the room."
Yeah.
So I want to touch on your book, of course. I have it downloaded onto my phone and my iPad.
Oh, thank you.
When I'm dropping the kid, if I have a few minutes dropping the kids off at school, I'm loving it. I have to say, can you share a little bit more about your book?
Yes. So the book is called "Is Your Business Worth Saving?" And the reason I created it is because I cannot believe how many people I have met, business owners who'll say things like, I'm in this plateau, or I'm stuck in this rut. How do I get to the next level? How do I break through? Is this even worth it? They'll say things like, a lot of newer entrepreneurs that have been doing this for a while, they'll say, if I don't make X amount of dollars in the next 6 months, I might just scrap this whole thing. So for me, I want to be that fixer. I want to come in and help you evaluate your business, figure out where are the holes, where are the areas that we really need to fix, because you might be amazing at some areas and then there's others that you're lacking in. So I'm trying to help people figure out why they're in a rut or why they're not making the level of income they want to be making. And it's a really well-rounded book. So we talk about marketing and finances and delegation. You're in the people business. We talk about your customers, your employees, your team. I really try to make sure I covered every area so that if you're in business and you're not really hitting the level you want to hit, there's something in that book for you.
Yeah. I loved the bit where you said, so you took the guts basically to go after your dreams. Mm-hmm. If you hadn't of, you'd probably be just working in a normal 9-to-5 job now. So could you just talk a little bit more about that? Kind of pushing through your fears and...
Yes. People always say, but it's so scary, or I've got friends that they might have started in a multi-level marketing, like a direct sales company, and they can't even imagine getting themselves out there in a video or on Facebook or anything like that. And I always tell them, what I'm still doing today, even though I've been an entrepreneur for 14 years, it's still scary. It's scary to put yourself out there. To launch a book, to write a book is scary. To launch it and tell everybody in the entire world, hey, I wrote a book, it's scary. But no risk, no reward. If I wouldn't have gone through this scary part of launching that book, I would not be a #1 international bestseller. And it's so worth it, So I don't think it ever goes away. Those fears just get bigger because the more successful you are, the scarier, riskier things that you're doing, So it's just something you've got to understand. Everybody does it. Everybody is nervous about what people will think or how this is going to come off, but you've just got to go for it. You've got to know that there is such a huge reward on the other side of that risk.
And do you do mindset work around your fears, like affirmations or mirror work? Is there some way that you help to push yourself through the fears?
Yeah, so that's a really great question. So one of the things that I know I struggle with is I care way too much about what people think. I'm always wondering about somebody that I'm never going to help because they're not looking for help. And I'm focusing on the wrong person. And I need to always tell myself every day, I have so much to give. I have so much value to share. And when I say things like that versus the other, it makes me focus on people, like the people that are watching. It makes me focus on them knowing they're ready to take it in. They're ready to learn and they're willing to listen and to implement. So for me, it's just that mind shift of, okay, I'm not going to focus on what people think in this specific area. I'm going to make sure that I'm just giving all I can. And I know that I'm helping people by doing that.
Yeah. And another question is that you have a lot going on. You have a lot of employees. You have business, writing book.
Yeah.
I have noticed about a lot of mothers is that when they have a lot going on, they're not taking care of themselves. Yeah. I have run challenges in the past and even working with other moms. they want to learn everything they possibly can about marketing and business, but whenever we talk about like self-care, it's like, oh yeah, I don't have time for that, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Do you still manage, and how? Tell us a little bit about around your self-care.
Great question. I'm so glad you brought this up. So it's so easy, especially if you're a mom. I mean, it's so easy to neglect that side. So I like to have a daily reward, a weekly reward, monthly, etc. So what I mean by that is, if I get everything I need to get done today, I deserve to have a daily reward. You get to pick whatever you want. So it might be sitting down and watching one TV show every night, having a glass of wine, something where you feel like this is your time. Maybe it's going for a walk alone. It could be anything. For me specifically, a weekly reward is having a date night with my husband, making sure that I have time because we need to stay a team too. When you have kids, it can be very easy to be always doing family things. We need to have that alone time as husband and wife. So that's my weekly reward. My monthly is a massage. I get a massage every single month. That's my reward for I worked hard this month. I can do that. I like to do yearly, we like to take one vacation as a couple and then one vacation as a family. So again, all of this is up to you to decide, but just know that you should be getting those little rewards because you need that motivation to keep going. You need time to recharge.
And I'm sure you eat healthy and
yes,
exercise because you need energy to.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something too. So I love to eat bad, but I know that I have to eat good. I have to make sure that I'm not skipping lunch. Whereas I could go work so hard, so long that it's 2, 3 o'clock and I completely forgot to eat lunch. I mean, sometimes I have an alarm set so that I remember to eat lunch. So yes, working out, eating healthy, just taking care of myself, sleep. I go to bed every night at 10 o'clock. I make sure that I'm getting at least 8 hours of sleep in. If I wake up and I feel still tired, I will lay in bed longer just to make sure that I'm really getting that rest. Sleep is so, so important. I think people automatically think of eating healthy, working out, but sleep can be way more important than those two things. So just making sure that I'm taking care of myself. I'm trying to think of the long run. I want to be here as long as I can for my kids, as long as I can for my grandkids. I want to be healthy, and I want everybody to enjoy life and not be taking care of me because I didn't take care of me when I was younger. So for me, it's not just about looking fit. It's about really being healthy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a nutritionist and naturopath, so that is a big area for me to make sure that, and as I try to explain to a lot of people as well, is that it's like if you are your business needs you to take care of yourself because you'll burn out and then you have no business, you have nothing left then. So yeah, you are part of your business, so take care of yourself the same way you're taking care of your business. So. Yeah. Amazing. Stacey, thank you so much, and you have shared so many great tips with us. I loved having you here. Can you just tell us where we can find you, where we can find your book, and all the details about yourself?
Yes. So you can find everything right on my website, stacytuschl.com. And then I have a Facebook community too that I love working with women, mostly women entrepreneurs in there, called Level Up. And it's at leveluptribe.com. But otherwise, everything's on my website. Everything's housed there. Tons of freebies. I'm always giving away free trainings and things like that. So thank you so much for having me here.
No problem. It's such a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Bye. Hey, and thank you so much for watching the videos, and I really hope that you have enjoyed them. I'm super excited to share with you my must-have tools that I use in my business and my life. If you would like me to send them to you, just sign up down below and I will send them to you shortly. And come over and join the community of other success-driven mompreneurs. I will see you next week on the Mompreneur Show.